Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today I have a quite interesting video for you guys. It is sent to me by one of my subscribers, and it's going to be rank 5 buffed Hulk gameplay. And I'm actually quite excited for this one, because I know that I do like the newly buffed Hulk. I do think he's quite cool. I want to see how cool and whether I will take him to rank 4. And the first fight, obviously, the mandatory Winter Soldier matchup here. So as we can see, he is running Liquid Courage Double Edge in this match as well. And the start of the Hulk fights is relatively uneventful, where you just need to build up your passive furies until you get to 15, or once you're past 5, you can drop a heavy attack to enter your rage quicker, but then your damage cycle gets shorter as well. So here he goes ahead and throws his level 3. And with that, we can see that there is immediately a significant damage burst. He activated his level 3 before he entered Gamma Rage, so he didn't get the massive physical vulnerability, but he did get a whole bunch of the little ones. And as we can see here, 46 seconds, 55 hits, pretty much straight after that level 3, that fight was over. Now, let's see how this fight works out now without Liquid Courage Double Edge. It's also worth noting that first fight was with class disadvantage. So now, no Liquid Courage, no recoil, no double edge. And one of the small kind of like tricks that I have learned for myself is based on how quickly you are gaining your rage charges. I often do try to throw my light hits if I want to do the level 1 rotation and avoid medium hits in general. But here we can see with that massive physical vulnerability from level 3, that Hulk is immediately punching like an absolute truck. And with that, we can see that he still has 10 Furies active. There was a 27k medium right there, 16k lights here. He's going to go for level 1, that crits for 42k, and a single heavy attack to finish it off. So 54 seconds, 59 hits. So hardly any difference there, really. Final special 2 is pretty nutty. Okay, so let's see the final special 2 here against Realm of Legends Wolverine. Now, I'm not entirely sure whether Hulk has the damage, the width to out-damage Realm of Legends Wolverine healing by itself, but obviously the cool thing about Hulk is also that he has access to a ton of debuffs that stay paused and opponent for considerable amount of time, in which time there is a great synergy with Despair Mastery, and that lets you mitigate healing as well. And if you're not running Despair Mastery, then I genuinely recommend pretty much running it at all times. I think Despair is maxed on almost all of my mastery setups. Now here he goes for his level 3, and now we can immediately see there's a ton of damage. Seemingly there is no Despair in play, because that regen is quite nuts, and this is going to be interesting to see whether he will have the reach to out damage that regen. And here we go, he's going 21 vulnerabilities, level 2. Oof, that was 240k damage, I believe, total. That was a lot of damage. That was a lot of 139k crit plus, I think, like 110k physical burst damage. That was quite a lot. Now, this fight is going to be a bit longer, but it is kind of worth seeing how Hulk does in longer fight cycles, where you can't take a champion down with, you know, a single rotation, even though I do personally believe that Hulk is, you know, not made for super long fights. He's rather made for like your 300k health, 400k health fights that you would typically see in majority of the content. And as we all know, in the new story content where the health pools are starting to exceed that, typically there is some sort of damage bonus node. So I think, you know, for a rank 3-4 Hulk, optimal health amount is probably around 250-300k health. But that being said, it's not doing too bad. Obviously, going for that level 3 for that massive physical vulnerability. Star-Lord's a bit stingy, and that's like one thing that you would kind of wish that Hulk does have in his kit, some sort of infuriate effect or taunt effect or something, to make sure that you do not have to waste a ton of time if opponent is not willing to throw that special attack. Here we can see that in that one cycle, he got a quarter of Realm of Legends Star-Lord down, which is a lot, which is, you know, quarter would be like, what, 800k nearly? something like 800k damage in like one full cycle. That is with Liquid Courage Double Edge active. That's not too bad at all. So we're going to fast forward here a tiny bit and a bit more, because obviously, you know, once your damage cycle finishes, then you need to rebuild it up, and you will not go higher than that. Hulk is not, you know, one of those huge ramp up champions like an Aegon or Star-Lord or whoever else we have in game, which is, you know, a good thing, because in reality, we don't really have much content for Aegon and alike champions to shine in the game. Not content that we would play frequently anyways. Because even with Abyss, you know, it's kind of one and done. And I do much prefer champions who do have like specific rotation for, you know, reasonable length fights and access it quickly, and therefore also finish majority of the fights quickly. So here we go. Star-Lord is again getting stingy there with his 12% health, refusing to throw a level 2, and this has to be frustrating, watching your passive furies expire whilst you're in the middle of your damage cycle, just being unable to capitalize on that. Now finally he throws it. Damage is still decent, but the furies are pretty much all but gone, and he drops his level 1 there, which has a massive stun window, and he's using that to basically rebuild his furies in order to prepare to enter the next Hulk rage mode. And here we go. He's at 7, 8, 9, 10 furies. I think at this point he could just throw a heavy attack and bait out level 2, go for his own, and would be fine. But he chooses to go for level 3 for like a bit bigger number finish there. So he's at 14 furies. And he wants to bait out that special, I'm guessing. Or he was just making sure that he enters the Hulk Rage of his level 3. And now, yeah, there we go. That is quite a lot of damage. 42k medium hit to finish. And yeah, monthly quest. Oh, this should be quite interesting, because this month Hulk definitely also synergizes extremely well with monthly quest nodes. And let's see how it works out for Hulk. So he's obviously going to have access to more passive furies that should not interact with his rage, but it will be interesting to see how it builds up and what actually happens there. So he's just building up his rages right there. That man thing's quite chunky, 51k. Why not? And let's see. Whatever was happening there. Okay, so he goes for level 2. And he hadn't still entered his rage as well. So those trauma debuffs expire pretty much immediately. But he throws down his level 1. And obviously the man thing is not going to survive that long stun. Even if it did, you could still carry on stun chaining till cows come home. So Act 7, Aspect of War, Stun Vulnerability and Cage Rattler. Now, stun vulnerability obviously is something that you'd want to see. And let's see how it works out. Because Hulk obviously is able to maintain his stun on opponent for a really long amount of time. So that should give him a very hardy damage boost. Even at this point that Captain America is already down at 72% and he has not even entered his proper damage phase. So I do think it's worth noting that Hulk, unlike most other science champions, kind of hits quite hard even without, you know, all the debuffs on opponent and stuff like that, which obviously in between trauma debuffs, physical vulnerability, still significantly enhance your damage. But his own damage is like 10 furies or something, is not too bad at all either. And now he is in his rage mode. Drops a level 1. We have cap stand, and that's just a meltdown time. He's not even gonna finish the first stun, let alone go for a second or third special attack there. So that is kind of overkill in terms of Hulk's potential reach there. I reckon he could have been able to do another, you know, full health pool, whatever the captain was, whilst he was stunned, or close to it anyways. Okay, so here he's activating Odin's pre-fights. Fair play, I suppose. I don't think Odin's pre-fights interacts with passives, so I don't think he gets any major benefit from having that aptitude. I could be wrong though. But now that he has lost some health from recoil, obviously his ramp up should be even quicker, because unfortunately, to be honest, I don't like these champions that get, you know, more powerful when they lose health, because the objective is always not to lose health, in my opinion. So here we go. Yeah, that's 29 hits. So he obviously here entered his rage quicker with a heavy attack, and that pretty much finished the fight. So we have No Surrender Mojo. Mojo has degen in his own kit, and Hulk has degen resistance. No Surrender is meant to also help you deal with the degen. Silver Surfer synergy, so Hulk is buff immune. That is a neat synergy to keep in mind, because obviously buff immunity is becoming more and more important and popular in this game, which is one of the reasons why I love Cassie Lang so much. And here we go. So a nice level 2 Mojo dex as well, by the way. That's not the easiest special to dex in the world. And let's see how well this Mojo is going to fare against Hulk Boy. So he's gonna go, I guess, for level 3 here as well. Yeah, I think I would have probably went level 2 rotation, but I'm not sure which rotation in these type of long fights is the better, whether getting up those 15, 14 traumas or going for level 3 for a massive physical vulnerability. Either way, ate a full-on level 2 from Mojo, but there is very little degen damage. Part of it is also because of No Surrender No, though. But immediately afterwards, you can see that Mojo got absolutely crumpled like a little brisket. There we go. EOP Dormammu nuke. Now, this is a health pool and a half. We all know that EOP fights are quite long, quite tricky, and Hulk is going to make it look so easy, so effortless. I actually did see this fight beforehand, and it definitely is impressive. So obviously you still need to deal with the Footloose, but it will be fine. It will be fine. So here he's taking some degen damage, that's fine. And now he's just making sure not to push Dormammu to level 3 before he's sure that he's going to get his level 1. He has a massive physical vulnerability active, that really, really long stun. And he's going to go for another. He has 15 physical vulnerabilities on opponent. He's still hitting for like 16k, even though half his furies are gone at this point. He's going to go for another special. So this is the third stun in a row. Obviously noticeably shorter, but Dormammu is dead by the end of it. So Hulk definitely has some nuking power. 1 minute Eternity of Pain fight. Not too bad at all. So as I said, he obviously has some more interesting videos on his channel, so definitely check out Frodo's channel. I will leave a link in the video description. But meanwhile, I do hope that you guys enjoyed a little sample of rank 5 Hulk gameplay. I do believe that Hulk will probably fit the description of a champion that I enjoy using and playing, and sooner or later he's definitely going to rank 4. I'm just trying to figure out when exactly. All of that stuff being said, tap that like button, all the other good buttons. I'll catch you guys soon. See ya. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about the